What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I'm going to speak on what's going on with these statements that Kendrick Perkins made. Right now, at first, I was not even going to respond to it because I just thought that the statements Kendrick Perkins made about what's the guy named Shador Sanders being the most influential, probably still saying it wrong, uh, black person since Barack Obama, right? That just was so. When he said it, I think even the people that was on the panel with him was like, they was at a loss for words. Like, how you respond to something as silly as what he just said, comparing Shador Sanders to the first black president, right? And like I said, I wasn't going to respond to it until I saw that Rob Parker respond to it, and then so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make a video too because I like what Rob Parker had to say about it. He kind of put it in perspective, man. This um I don't know, like as a sports commentator, people, I get that they trying to think of something provocative to say, something that's going to get people's attention and stuff like that. So I get that, right? But this right here, what he just said about Shador Sanders just was crazy. I'm going to play a Raw Parker show and listen to them discuss it. Then I'm gonna come back and give my input on what Raw Parker and his co-host Calvin Washington had to say about Kendrick Perkins and his statement.
Kendrick Perkins on the Legends Talk podcast talking about Shador Sanders on the heels of his first win in the NFL starter.
Shador Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009. You know what happened in 2009? Right. That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009. You said you were sitting there watching the game in your house, and what you did, you ran with the TV. Yeah, right. What was you doing, DB?
I was cheering. I was happy.
You was cheering like a... When Shador Sanders is on the field, and when I say powerful, powerful because it's two sides of it, right? Think about it. Okay, you got the black community. He bringing the whole black community together. I ain't ran across one black person that said one bad thing about Shador.
We want it.
And guess what? Not
We
one.
want it.
Because he has the balance. He has the balance of that. I'm arrogant, but I'm humble too.
Yeah.
Right?
Fun with it.
And he having fun with it. And on top of that, y'all want me to say it ain't, y'all want me to say it ain't gonna happen. Yeah. He's the most powerful black man in sports. No other, matter of fact, black man, he's the most powerful player in sports.
Terrible. What a
That was now before Rob Parker go in on him. I agree right there. I mean, he just said one word. Rob Parker just said one word: terrible, right? And I don't know, like this Kendrick Perkins he must not know like the definition of power, because if Shador Sanders had any kind of power, number one, he would have went number one in the draft. He would not have had to wait 12. I mean, the wait to go number 5 in the 5th round. Now that's number one. Then number two, he wouldn't have to wait 12 weeks into the season before he get an opportunity to play. Number three, it's a sport. This guy. I mean, he playing a sport. He playing football, and it's just totally out of perspective. Yeah, man. But let me go to Rob Parker and let Rob Parker go to work on Kendrick Perkins.
awful take by Kendrick Perkins. An embarrassing take to equate a 5th round quarterback with the first freaking black president of the United States in a country where black people came over here in chains as slaves. How dare you diminish Barack Obama and his legacy to some damn football player? Are you serious? Kelvin, I'm not even kidding. It is demeaning. Really? That's your hot take? that this dude matters more and is the most powerful man than the first black president of the United States? I don't think so. Any day of the week. You want to celebrate Shador, do it. You want to root for him, do it. There are plenty of black people, I hate to break it to you, who aren't Shador Sanders fans.
That's fair.
Because they have other quarterbacks that they're fans of.
Or just don't think he's great. Like
or they don't like the way he comes off. Of all people to rally around, and I'm going to be serious about this. He ain't one of those great American stories where a guy came from nothing, had everything against him. His dad's a great former athlete. His dad is a Hall of Famer in football and played Major League Baseball. His dad coached him all the way up to major college football. His dad. He grew up rich. Really? That's the story that you're so enthralled with? I'm sorry. It's not an anti-Shador Sanders, but let's not make it bigger than it really is. That's my point.
Right. And in my opinion, like, so what does that say about the state of black people if if you get drafted in the 5th round on a football, for the NFL, and then you're gonna say that a 5th round draft player is like the most powerful black man? Like, that's an insult to the black race as a whole. Like, you talking about a sport. You talking about somebody he just played football. I would not equate any football player. I mean, because that's their job, like he's an employee of the NFL. His father was an employee of the NFL, meaning that he works for somebody, like I said, and I don't want to get too political, but you working for somebody. Somebody can always fire you. Somebody can put you on the bench. Like, you at the mercy of somebody else's, and that's his definition of power. It is embarrassing for this guy, Kendrick Perkins. But let Rob Parker and his co-host Kelvin Williams continue.
This is over the top. And I'm going to be real with you, Kelvin.
Yeah.
I truly believe the reason that people have gone on the deep end is they feel that the man, in quotes, the man did something to Shador because he was this confident black man. That is really what this is all about. Because all your draft nicks and all these draft people told you he was going to be the first overall pick. You ain't want to hear the reporting that went into it that said that he came to these meetings unprepared, whatever, headphones on, not paying attention, whatever. You don't want to hear that. You didn't want to hear when people said, oh, well, there was a memo and the NFL called and told everybody, don't draft him. We're going to show this young kid something and all and knock him down the size. But when they did reporting, it said that the Ravens called for him. The Eagles called for him. And he said no. He didn't want to go to those teams. So this whole notion is ridiculous. I'm dead serious. I laugh or I joke all the time. Mm-hmm. I literally threw up in my mouth to hear him say that he's the most powerful man than Barack Obama.
Well, he said since, bro.
Really?
Really? Okay, so let's start there. First,
I agree with Rob Parker that, like, he's the most powerful man since Barack Obama. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if, like, before you go on air and you have a take or something, I know that, like, reporters, like writers, they have to go through editors. And like, so if they're going to write a story, like, somebody would proofread that. This guy needs somebody to proofread his hot takes, because that was just ridiculous. That's just so far over the top, But let me listen to what Calvin Washington had to say.
Perkins he's using the wrong word. If he wanted to say hot rod, controversial, maybe he has the most support, which I still wouldn't agree with those, but that's a conversation. But to use the term most powerful black man in America, that's crazy. First of all, he's 1/100th the power of LeBron James.
And it doesn't even make
It's not even in the same stratosphere. He's 1/100th the power of Magic Johnson, Steph Curry.
Thank you.
If you
Keep
wanna
going.
I don't know. When I think about power, see, I don't even see like professional athletes. I don't see entertainers, like people, like I don't see them as people with like real power. I see them as like some like just like influencers. I like that word better. Like somebody who on the internet and you have a large, your platform is large and people can, you know, they can use you to like advertise and promote certain things. And that I like that word influencers because you influence a certain segment, you influence a certain population of the community or the, you know, but somebody with power, I don't see athletes and entertainers, singers, rappers. I don't see them as people with power. You know, real power, real power are the people who you don't see, people behind the scenes who orchestrating things. And that's, it's levels to that. I don't see like LeBron, Magic, Michael Jordan. I don't see those. I don't Oprah Winfrey. I don't see them as being powerful. I don't. I see them as having a lot of influence, but not as powerful.
Colin Kaepernick, because he said since 2009, Colin Kaepernick and the movement that he started.
Thank you, Kelvin.
So
Keep going.
I can go down and down the list, and that's just the sports world. I mean, because you can keep going with some other people's. He's not even on the level of still Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, as far as power, sheer power.
Michael Jordan still sells sneakers like they're going out. He
not
hasn't
only
played in 20 years. I'm just saying his influence.
And look at what Magic Johnson
See what he
has
just
done.
said.
So many things on and on.
Raw Parker just said influence, right? And see, that's what it is, because it's, in my opinion, it's just influence. You can their popularity influence people to buy. Michael Jordan's popularity influenced people to buy his sneakers. LeBron James, Steph Curry, their popularity influenced people to buy their merchandise. But they, like they don't have any power when it comes to, they not like, who was the company just laid off like 30,000 people? Was that Amazon or somebody just laid off 30,000 people? Like if LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Mike, they can't affect like 30,000 households immediately, just like laying people off or hiring 30,000 people like that. They can get you to buy maybe 30,000 pair of tennis shoes, or sell 30,000 t-shirts. That's why I really wasn't going to respond to what Perkins said, because power and influence, two different things, and he has no concept of what power really is. If he thinks that Shedeur Sanders has power
Off the courts, now on the field as a part owner of the Dodgers, part owner of the Commanders, the stuff he does in the community. You live here in LA, like, settle down, Perk. If you're saying he's the taste of the moment, the controversy, like, meaning if I go, I'm Team Shedeur, Lightning Rod, and somebody, I'm not Team Shedeur, then yes. But the idea of the most powerful black man in America, that Perk, that's disrespectful also to the people who not even are doing things in just sports, that are doing things in the communities. I could go on and on and on. So that
right. And all right, so that was a good point that Calvin Washington made. Like, people in the community who really have a real impact on people's lives. Like, if you somebody that's helping homeless people, or you're building houses, or you're building houses for women who are for single mothers and stuff like that. I remember, what was the quote, the guy, Warwick Dunn, I think his name was Dunn. Like, people who had that kind of who can really help people out in the community. Like this guy right here, man, Kendrick Perkins, just is crazy. That was embarrassing, and he don't know the meaning of the word power. But I'm glad that these guys from Odd Couple, like I said, I wasn't even really going to talk about it, but I'm glad that they covered it. And then once they covered, I said, you know what, I'm gonna add my input, man, because this guy right here, Kendrick Perkins, he really lost his mind. So that's my take on it, man. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know, man, what y'all think about what Kendrick Perkins said. Do y'all agree with him? Y'all think that this kid, Shador Sanders, really has power? And with that being said, I'll check y'all out in the next video, man. Peace.